in time, people will remember Gerrard very, very highly. He won't be remembered as a legend, I don't think, because he didn't cement his legacy by winning more than he did. However, he'll be remembered fondly as time goes on.
But mostly, Scott, what I'm looking forward to hearing from yourself is how Rangers actually changed over the years from Steven Gerrard being there from before and after, because obviously they hadn't won the league for a good number of years, and they, I think they were promoted a year or two before Gerrard came into first team management. So I just want to know the main differences that Gerrard has left you as a club from where he actually entered as a manager, really.
Without taking up all of your time, I will cut the kind of last 10 years, a long story short. So obviously we got put down the leagues. It was a tough 10 years for every Rangers fan, to be completely honest. And we've seen some amount of dross, absolute garbage come and go, to be completely honest. And with Gerrard, when he was appointed, things immediately felt different. It felt like, okay, this is a man with a stature. I mean, I know I say there's no one man bigger than the club. In terms of social media and whatever else, Gerrard's got like 10 million people, I think, on Instagram that follow him. I think Rangers' highest one that we have, I think, is about 700,000 on Twitter. So, I mean, the difference is huge in that kind of thing, and kind of stature. He was a world name in football. Everybody knows who Steven Gerrard is. So from pretty much the get-go, you could see that things had changed. We'd almost, as a football club, we had almost forgot that we are a big club. We're a massive British club. I'd say I know a lot of people kind of look down on Scottish football and don't look at it in the same way, but in terms of stature as a club, Rangers are a global brand. There's no doubt about that. And Gerrard kind of gave us the belief back that we were, the way his attitude towards the press, the way he handled the press. He wouldn't really conform to the snide wee questions that he would be getting asked from, because some of the journalists up in Scotland are awful. I mean, truly terrible. So they're immediately always trying to find something to kind of beat you with. And Gerrard
we've tried to get them on the podcast, but like, oh no, we need like a fee or an appearance fee. I'm like, behave.
Yeah,
behave. You're honestly not that big. You come out of Aberdeen and Livingston and these kind of teams.
Yeah,
one of those things. Sorry, continue.
No, but then, as you say, the football started to change, and the caliber of player that we were attracting started to change as well. Because who wouldn't want to play football with Steven Gerrard? Who wouldn't want to learn from him? So things got rather exciting. And things didn't happen for him straight away. He always said that he needed 3 years to build the team, and he done it in 3 years. I mean, we stopped Celtic winning the 10 in a row. Celtic were going for 10 in a row. I'll still caveat with saying that we weren't there for the first 5 or 6 of them, so it doesn't really count. But the Gerrard stopped it, and he brought Rangers back to where we belong, where we feel that we belong. If not the most premier club in Scotland, but back to being a top club again, and even having a European standing. You mentioned there that you'd seen Rangers playing in the Europa League, and arguably, to me, Rangers should be playing in the Champions League, or at least attempting to get to the kind of Champions League group stages. We might get put out more times than not, but that's the kind of level that I expect Rangers to be at. So Gerrard completely overhauled the club, and I'll be forever thankful to him. He is the guy that brought us our 55th league title, and I've got pictures of him up on my wall behind me, and I'll never forget what Gerrard done for the club. So
unbeaten league season as well, remember?
Unbeaten league season, yeah, which is unheard of, really, to be completely honest. It's kind of unheard of for Rangers to do that, and he'll be missed, as I say. But there is, I'll say it a few times, boy, on this podcast, no man is bigger than the club. So okay, that's it. Thank you, Gerrard. You done well for us. It's time for us to move on. And the only downside of Gerrard moving on is the timing of it, but you have to respect the man. And if I'm being completely honest, the standard of football had dropped off this season. We weren't quite the force that we were last season. Obviously, last season's going to be put on a pedestal forever because it was 55 and it was an unbeaten season. But even this year, you could see the standard wasn't there. And in hindsight's a beautiful thing. you could kind of tell in his interviews and stuff, the zip, the intensity of him had kind of dropped off. So maybe I think in time, people will remember Gerrard very, very highly. He won't be remembered as a legend, I don't think, because he didn't cement his legacy by winning more than he did. However, he'll be remembered fondly as time goes on.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. And it doesn't seem that you're, forgive me, but it doesn't seem like you're very bitter or angry like a lot of these Rangers fans are. So it's good to hear a refreshing take on Steven Gerrard as a manager of Rangers and his tenure there, which was a pretty successful one. And for me personally, one of my biggest highlights from watching Steven Gerrard was basically that time in 2019, December, I think it was, when you beat Celtic at Celtic Park, which hadn't been done in like God knows how long.
Yeah,
so that was quite fun to see, and it's quite fun to see Gerrard's celebrations as well after. I remember that vividly because he's proper passionate about it. And you see a lot of managers these days all across Europe. You're just there like, yeah, just a handshake. Yeah, good game. And just go back in the changing room. Probably clap the fans here and there, the away fans, but he's fully passionate, going into the camera properly, going up to his players, showing love and appreciation. And you kind of need that in a manager sometimes, just showing you that you've done a good job, and it was a really good situation.